So right now we're at the Rolla Research Center of the State Historical Society of Missouri. So we are one of 6 research center locations we have around the state of Missouri. So I'm Katie Seal. I'm the coordinator with the State Historical Society of Missouri. I'm based here out of our Rolla office, but I also oversee our Springfield Research Center location. The Rolla Research Center, so it started in 1980, and at that time we actually covered pretty much all of southern Missouri as far as our collecting area, helping researchers, that sort of thing. And then we ended up opening Springfield and Cape Girardeau in about 2015, 2014. So for, 30 years, we're collecting for all of southern Missouri. So that encompasses the tri-state mining area, the lead belt, all of the smaller railroad lines that go through there, all of the Civil War activity that you see during that time. So those are kind of our 3 big areas that we've collected for pretty much since the very beginning when this office started. What I'd like to do now is show you a few of our interesting things, or at least some of the things that I really find cool as part of our collections. So this particular one is actually more from southeast Missouri. It's the Altz family. So this gentleman, this family actually was kind of well known in southeast Missouri. They came over from England. But what's really kind of interesting about this is that when World War I breaks out, several members of the family actually returned to England. So prior to the U.S. entering the war, they actually went back to England, enlisted in the military there, and served during World War I in the British Army. I really like collections like this that show the connection for Missouri outside of not just our state, with the rest of the nation, but also our connection to the rest of the world, and like the impact people from Missouri have made on the world. Yeah, so right here I have a Civil War diary for a soldier from back east who actually served here in Rolla. He came through. He actually kept a fairly good series of diaries. It's not just commenting on the weather or the fact that it was muddy. He actually gives some good, really details, which is really kind of fun and interesting because he served here in Missouri for a good portion of his time. So his name was Lyman G. Bennett, but he actually gives some really great descriptions of what Rolla looked like during the Civil War. He wasn't terribly impressed. It was a fairly new town at the time period, but he does mention the courthouse and the fact that it's only brick building in town at that point, and of course the stone jail. But everything else was wood construction. It was muddy roads. But it's a really kind of nice, interesting look at what Rolla looked like from an outsider, because somebody living here isn't necessarily describing what their town looks like in letters. So this is one of my pet projects. So this is a souvenir from Buck Nelson's from one of his spacecraft conventions. He would bring thousands of people to his very rural Texas County farm. People would camp out. It would be a multi-day event. There would be speakers, singing, food. There ended up being rides at one point, like booths. It was almost its own fair or festival that they had going on, but people could come and they could listen to the speakers. They could share their own stories of alien encounters. Yeah, Buck Nelson was a very interesting individual. He just looked like an Ozark farmer. He's not originally from the Ozarks. He came from out west. It's really great because you can find in like the local newspapers of he's talked about as if he's just a normal local. Buck went and visited so-and-so and had dinner with them on Friday evening or something. There was nothing in there about, the crazy guy who lives out on the farm. He was just another local for everybody living there. So we are open to the public. It doesn't have to just be students or people on campus. We're open Tuesday through Friday from 9 to 2, and that's this office. Our different offices have different office hours. But then I'm also here to answer emails, phone calls, usually beyond those hours as well. Our website, it is shsmo.org, and there is digital collections. You can get to the newspapers we have online. You can find out more about each of our research center locations, upcoming events that we have, all sorts of really great information, not just about the State Historical Society, but also some of our collections and materials that we have available.